have people that are telling the truth about what this is, which we're doing, and there are people that are out there that are trying to spin what the truth is into something that fits a narrative. So yes, I can see how people can mistake an FBI informant for an FBI agent. That's why it's important that we tell people an informant is not an agent. And it's why it's important that people like Stephen Smith not go off on a rant like these are FBI agents when in fact they're informants. Again, almost every probably gang activity you see, drug sales, whatever, have informants, local police, state police, FBI involved somewhere in there. The best thing the Republicans can do now is just like put this FBI thing away into bed. It's a conspiracy theory, completely untrue. And I will say quickly, the FBI and the federal government should have right away said, yes, we had 26 informants or whatever. The fact that it's been 3 or 4 years has actually created this theory of conspiracy, but truly, it's not a conspiracy. It's not.
All right, guys. So we got to talk about Stephen A. Smith, who is getting a whole lot of backlash from the pro-blackity blacks. I mean, the pro-Democrats, right? The pro-Diddy-crats. That's what I'm about to start calling the Democrats. I came up with that name the other day when I did the Diddy video. And I meant to start using that nickname, the Diddy-crats, right? I meant to start using that a long time ago, but I just forgot. But then I think about it. All the black Democrats, the black liberals, I'm just going to refer to them as Diddy-crats. Okay? This is the Diddy-cratic party, right? The Diddy-cratic party. Anyway, so the Diddy-crats, okay, led by Rolando Martin, okay, roly-poly-oly Martin, they're upset with Stephen A. Smith because Stephen A. Smith went off script, right? He went off script, and he basically called out the Democrats for their lies, right? For lying to the American people about everything. They lied about January 6th. They lied about inflation. They lied about the border. They lied about crime. They lied about Joe Biden's mental capabilities. They just lie about everything, okay? And they never stop lying, ever. And Stephen A., being an NPC, he's catching up, right? He's catching up. He's realizing, like, damn, all these lies from the Democrat Party, they kind of make me look bad, right? I look like a fool, okay? So, again, the pro-blackity blacks of the Diddy-cratic Party, they had to come out and crack the whip on Stephen A. because that's what they do every single time. One of the blacks get out of line, right? The Diddy-crats come through and they crack the whip on them, right? Say, get back in line, right? Or else you're MAGA, okay? So that's essentially what Roland Martin and his sidekicks did on his show.
So Stephen A., what were Democrats lying about? What were they lying about? All of a sudden, MAGA's like, oh, no. This is all the FBI. No! They were informants. Tell us what's going on.
That's right.
This is stupid. And I tried not to go here. I tried, and I'm sorry. Damn it, read. Call somebody. Check the damn facts. And so I'm sick of people. And yes, Stephen A., they using your clip. But Stephen A., you wrong. You are 100% wrong in your analysis. And I didn't want to have to make this video, but you're wrong. Everything that you said in your video was wrong.
Stephen A. Smith is dangerous. And the fact of the matter is, as I've often said about him, I don't have a problem with somebody jumping into different genres, but you need to apply the same journalistic principles that you use in sports, Stephen A. Smith, to the politics. And you're not doing that in any way, shape, or form. You're serving as a puppet for these guys. It makes me question who you really voted for. And just like with the lady, Miss Lee, the Asian American woman, it seems like people are doing their best to curry favor. This with Trump and his ilk. This is factually inaccurate, and it's disgraceful that Stephen A. Smith continues to jump into politics when he does not know what he's talking about. And the fact that he would put insurrection with air quotes shows everything that it says about where he really sees things. And people need to really start calling him out like you did tonight when he's doing this type of nonsense. And I can't wait for the clip to share it. Stephen A. Smith, if you're going to jump into this fray, either know what you're talking about or just come out and say you're 100% MAGA so everybody can be clear about it, because you can't keep trying to straddle the fence and think anybody on this side of the world, meaning this side of the truth, is going to respect you.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Apparently Stephen A. Smith is dangerous for having opinions that the leftists don't like, right? Every single time. I just love the words these people use to describe people that disagree with them. Stephen A. is dangerous. Dangerous. Because he has an opinion that these people disagree with. Fascinating stuff. So anyways, this is Stephen A. Smith's response, and I'm just hoping he doesn't apologize, right? Because usually these disputes end up with Stephen A. Smith groveling, right? Bending the knee. We'll see what happens this time.
But let me go a step further. I'm a registered independent. There's people on Roland Martin Unfiltered. By the way, watch that. The brother's brilliant. I got love for him. Got over 1.5 million subscribers. Ain't trying to dissuade anybody from watching my man Roland Martin. Because I watch him.
And that's the problem, Stephen A. That's why you're still misinformed. Okay? Because you're watching too much Roland Martin. You need to be watching some black conservative perspective. That's what you should be watching. Okay? Like some others, right? A lot of people watching me, they don't say it, but they do. Everybody watches me. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I know. Right? I know.
What I'm saying is these people that were behind the scenes before they came on as your panelists, I recall one person saying, I either need to know what the hell I'm talking about or admit that I'm 100% MAGA. I got news for you. I'm neither. I don't completely know all the intricate details, nor am I MAGA. I'm a registered independent who voted for Kamala Harris. Oh, by the way, they tried to sit up there and say, I didn't vote for Kamala Harris. I'm sorry, I thought y'all were about facts. I did vote for her.
And that's the problem, Stephen A. That's why you don't get no respect. Even if you come out here and you vote for Kamala Harris, right? Even if you say, hey, I voted for Kamala Harris, these people are still going to be upset with you if you criticize the Democratic Party, right? If you deliver fair criticisms of Democrats, these people still are going to be upset because it's not just enough to vote for Kamala. You have to agree with them 100%, okay? Or else you get some lashes, okay? That's what happens.
I had my issues. I had my reservations. But I was unapologetic about who I was voting for, and I was very transparent about it. Where's your facts? So you get to engage in innuendo, express frustration, but I can't? Why not? Every time we turn around, all I was trying to say is that something repeatedly comes up that gives the right fodder to say, see, look what they did. When President Joe Biden decided to pardon his son Hunter, I got no problems with that. But I did have a problem with them lying about it for months, saying, we're about the rule of law. We're about the rule of law. We're about the rule of law. He said he's not going to pardon Hunter. They're about the rule of law, the rule of law, the rule of law. And then all of a sudden he pardons him and you hear crickets. So here come the right again. See, they're lying. I've often joked about people like Sean Hannity and other conservatives that I know that if you are a Republican and you shot somebody in broad daylight on Fifth Avenue in New York City, the first words that would come out of their mouth is the Democrats did it first. Because their real salty position is not about acting like they're holier than thou. It's about the Democrats always acting like they're on a higher moral ground and they're above board when one nugget of evidence after another always comes forth showing us they're not. That is frustrating for somebody who doesn't know all the facts and intricate details and studies this night and day like Roland Martin.
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating for an NPC because if you're not an NPC, You should have known a long time ago that Democrats were hypocrites. Okay, we all knew a long time. We knew years ago, right? We knew years ago. All this stuff that Stephen A is discovering now. We knew this for years. These people never believed in democracy. Look at 2016, 2020. These people don't believe in free and fair elections? No. They never did. They contest every election they lose, right? These people love domestic violence. Look at BLM, Antifa, Roe v. Wade, the pro-Palestine riots. These people hate the judicial system. They want to go out of their way to undermine it. That's why they're always talking about stacking the courts. They hate free speech. They love authoritarianism. People who've actually been paying attention, not watching Roland Martin, right, have already known these things. It's because you spend too much time watching these left-wing propagandas. This is why you're so confused, Stephen A. It's a screenshot. His face. Sometimes I feel bad for Stephen A. I really do. He getting it from both sides, right? He getting it from both sides.
Everybody's industry or chosen profession isn't following what's happening on Capitol Hill and everything associated with it. People working 9 to 5s, taking care of families, getting stuck in traffic for 2 hours a day, preoccupied with an abundance of other things, relying on others to give them information, but also frustrated that everybody's got to spin. That's all I was saying. I didn't take a definitive position against anybody into perpetuity. I'm simply making the point that it gets frustrating to see little nuggets of intel always leaking out, usually after the fact, incriminating one side or the other all the damn time. And Roland Martin will come up with his facts and he'll spew them out for the world to know.
You mean propaganda? Come on, Stephen A. You're giving the guy too much credit. He just trashed you in front of his audience, brother. And then you out here trying to give deference to a guy who's not a journalist. He ain't a journalist. Okay? This man's a propagandist, and you out here trying to pretend as if this guy is somebody that deserves to be respected in the game. And it's like, no. This man won't even refer to President Trump as president. So why should he be referred to as a journalist? Why are you bending the knee to this guy? Why are you groveling? Right? That's what I don't understand right now. What's wrong with you, buddy? Grow some cojones.
That doesn't erase the perception. And Roland Martin, you know this better than me, bruh. Perceptions provoke people's attitude while they walk to the polls, even more so than the facts. It's not that the facts don't matter, but that they always seem so debatable. Ultimately, it comes back to how you feel. Am I clear enough, B? Am I convoluted now, fellas, ladies? I'm a frustrated voter. I watched the Democrats get their ass kicked. I watched them in the aftermath of the election literally say, well, Trump really didn't win the popular vote. I mean, he didn't get 50% of the vote. Who cares?
Cope.
He won the popular vote. He won the electoral college vote. He won all the swing states. He increased in practically every demographic. And you got people coming on the airways. Well, it really wasn't a referendum against the Democratic Party because, you know what? He didn't get 50% of the vote. He didn't get 50% of the popular vote. Really? They got the White House, the House, and the Senate. I was speaking macro. I was just saying, hey, yet another thing that they can point to stake some claim to how they've been victimized by the hands of the left. Are they probably lying? Some of them, yeah, sure. But what are the Democrats doing? The Democrats, they're for the working class, they're for the working class, they're for the working class. Well, the working class doesn't feel that way. Then after the election, we're hearing some Democrats go out there and they're talking about how too many people in the party are about catering to the elite. Well, that's what they were accusing the Republicans of doing. You see how confusing it gets? Not for you, Roland. You might know.
He know that the Democrat Party is the party of the elite. He know that. He just pretends as if they're the party for the working class. But he's on the payroll, right? We know that because Kamala Harris paid him off. Which, if Stephen A. again, if he had some huevos, he would call out Roland Martin for being a so-called journalist, but yet taking payment from Kamala Harris before an interview, a softball interview with that. If Stephen A. had cojones, he would hit Roland Martin where it hurts, but he ain't got it. He ain't got it in him. He ain't got it in him. Stephen A., you sounding soft right now. Right? You sounding soft. I don't like this, Stephen A.
What about your 1.5 million subscribers? They know. What about your boys? They know. What about people that walk through the streets throughout America because you roaming around all over the damn place? They know. If they know so much, Roland, why were you determined for Trump's lies not to be heard? If they know so much, Roland, because they listening to you, why were you so fixated on standing right there in the audience? And whenever Trump spoke, you came on this show and you said you were going to stand up and scream lies. If they know, because they listening to you and other folks who think like you and know what you know, then you wouldn't have to worry about doing that because they would have consumed your message and they would know he's lying, wouldn't they? You know better. And you know that most people are frustrated citizens who vote, who are mindful of the times that we're living in, and want finite, definitive evidence about which side is right and which side is wrong with no convolution in the equation. And when reports like the DOJ comes out talking about the FBI on January 6th and parsing words like they weren't intentionally inaccurate. Well, why the hell add the word intentionally? You were inaccurate or you were inaccurate? Where the hell intentional comes from? That's a perception. That's an opinion. That's not a fact. That's a report that said they weren't intentionally inaccurate. How can you prove somebody wasn't intentionally inaccurate?
Stephen A., it's called propaganda, brother. It's called propaganda. It's so funny to watch these people wake up. It's so funny to watch them realize this is the face. This is the face of somebody that realizes that he's being played. Okay, you see his face. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. This is the funniest thing. Every time, guys, the MP, they always realize, oh, wait, this is propaganda. That's what's being fed to me. Not facts, right? Propaganda. Welcome to politics, Stephen A.
That is a thought. It's just me. I know you know what you're talking about in politics. I know what I'm talking about in sports. I just thought that as two common sense people, we could relate to one another feeling frustrated on either side. See, you all the way left, in my opinion. I'm center.
You got that right.
I see bullshit on both sides. I know you do too. Better than me. The difference is you care a lot more about one side. I don't give a shit about either. I just want as close to the truth as I can get to elevate my level of understanding. I am sorry, Roland Martin, if that was such a bad thing that would get you so riled up that not only did you have to come at me, you had to throw on a cowboy hat to do it. But I liked seeing it on you, bro. It looked good on you. Your panel, It is what it is. That's all I got to say about that.
Stephen A., you should have called out the payments, bro. You know, as a journalist, as a trained journalist, this man committed journalistic malpractice with what he did. You should have went for the jugular. You should have went for the jugular. But hey, this is entertaining nonetheless, right? What you're saying is somebody, Stephen A., he's waking up, okay, but very slowly, right? It's taking him some time, okay, but it seems as if he's coming right along. But again, this is what happens when, these leftists, they show that they're intolerant. They're intolerant to any viewpoint that doesn't align with theirs 100%, and this is what happens every single time. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.